Long ago, on the vast plains of ancient India, a great battle was about to begin. Two powerful armies stood facing each other, stretching across the horizon. Warriors held their weapons tightly, chariots lined the battlefield, and the sound of conch shells echoed through the air. Among those warriors stood Arjuna, one of the greatest archers of his time. He was brave, skilled, and respected by everyone who knew him. Yet on that day, something unexpected happened. As Arjuna looked across the battlefield, he began to recognize familiar faces. Standing among the opposing army were his teachers, relatives, friends, and people he had grown up respecting. Suddenly, his heart felt heavy. The thought of fighting against those he once loved filled him with sadness and confusion. His hands began to tremble, and the bow he had always carried with confidence started slipping from his grip. Arjuna turned toward his charioteer, Krishna, who stood beside him with a calm and peaceful expression. With a troubled voice, Arjuna spoke. "How can I fight this war? The people standing before me are my own family and teachers. Even if we win this battle, what happiness could come from such a victory?" Krishna listened quietly, allowing Arjuna to express all the doubts and fears in his heart. After a moment of silence, Krishna gently began to speak. He explained that the body is temporary, but the soul is eternal. The body may perish, but the soul continues its journey beyond birth and death. Krishna told Arjuna that just as a person changes worn-out clothes and wears new ones, the soul also leaves one body and enters another. Hearing this, Arjuna began to listen more carefully. Krishna continued explaining that life often presents difficult situations. In such moments, people may feel fear, doubt, and confusion. But avoiding responsibility does not bring peace. True peace comes from understanding one's duty and performing it with courage and wisdom. Krishna reminded Arjuna that he was a warrior whose duty was to protect justice and righteousness. If he abandoned his duty because of fear or attachment, it would create even greater suffering in the world. Then Krishna shared one of the most powerful teachings about life. He said that every person has the right to perform actions, but no one has control over the results of those actions. In other words, people should focus on doing their work sincerely, without becoming overly attached to success or afraid of failure. Because when the mind becomes obsessed with results, it creates anxiety and fear. Krishna explained that a calm and disciplined mind is the greatest strength a person can have. The mind can become a person's best friend when it is controlled with wisdom. But when the mind becomes restless and uncontrolled, it can lead a person toward confusion and suffering. As Arjuna listened to Krishna's words, something inside him slowly began to change. The confusion that once clouded his mind started fading away. He began to understand that life is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with clarity and courage. Krishna's words filled Arjuna with a new sense of purpose. His heart, which had once been filled with doubt, now felt calm and determined. Arjuna realized that the battle before him was not only about war, it was also a battle within his own mind, a battle between fear and courage, confusion and wisdom. With renewed strength, Arjuna lifted his bow once again. The warrior who had once felt helpless now stood tall and confident. He looked toward Krishna and said that his doubts had disappeared and his mind had become clear. He was ready to follow the path of duty and righteousness. The profound conversation between Krishna and Arjuna later became known as the Bhagavad Gita. Over thousands of years, its wisdom has inspired countless people around the world. Its message remains timeless. Life will always bring challenges and moments of uncertainty, but with wisdom, courage, and faith, every challenge can become an opportunity for growth. And sometimes, the greatest victories in life are not won on battlefields, but within our own hearts and minds. Jai Shri Krishna.
As Arjun listened to Krishna's words, something slowly began to change inside his heart. The fear that once controlled his mind started to fade away. Krishna continued speaking with calmness and wisdom. He explained that in life, people often face moments of confusion and doubt. When challenges appear, the mind becomes restless and weak. But true strength does not come from avoiding problems. True strength comes from understanding life with wisdom. Krishna told Arjun that every person in this world has a purpose. Sometimes that purpose brings difficult decisions, but running away from responsibility never solves anything. Instead, courage and clarity are needed. Krishna reminded Arjun that life is like a journey where every action creates a result. When a person focuses only on results, the mind becomes filled with fear. But when a person focuses on doing the right action, the mind becomes peaceful. Slowly, Arjun began to understand the deeper meaning behind Krishna's words. His breathing became calm. His mind, which was once filled with confusion, now felt clear. At that moment, Arjun realized that the real battle was not only happening on the battlefield. The real battle was inside his own mind. And with Krishna's wisdom guiding him, he now felt ready to face both. With a new sense of courage, Arjun slowly lifted his bow once again. The doubt that once filled his heart had disappeared. He looked toward Krishna with deep respect and gratitude. Arjun said that his confusion was gone and his mind had become steady. He was ready to follow the path of duty and righteousness. That powerful conversation between Krishna and Arjun later became known as the Bhagavad Gita. Even today, thousands of years later, its wisdom continues to guide people across the world. It reminds us that life will always bring challenges. But with wisdom, courage, and a calm mind, every challenge can be faced. And sometimes the greatest victory in life is not defeating others, but mastering our own fears. Jai Shri Krishna.